Hello everybody, my name is H&M and welcome to the first or the 0th episode of Advanced Commands, a new series that is going to involve the exploiting of the new advancement systems using commands. So I can quickly show you an example of what I mean. And here in the world folder, we can find ourselves an init folder and world.json. In here we have an advancement that looks like this. We have the criteria, and this is not even needed, so let me remove that real quick. The criteria, we have instant and a trigger Minecraft location. This will mean that it will run every second. So instantly when we join the world, this will be triggered if we have the advancement, if the advancement is available. Then we have the reward section, and in the reward section we have the command section, and here is all the magic. This is what we're going to be doing for the next couple episodes. In the command section we have all the game rules and time sets and everything like that. And so basically this advancement is very useful to setting up a new world. And it's really useful and easy to use, and we can just plop this in any creative world and it will simply be initialized once, and after that it's already grounded and it can't ground it again. So how do we create something like this? Well, first let's go into advanced commands. I already have some things set up in here, but such as a var watch, we have a square root function, a factorial function. As you can see, the factorial of 12 is that number and it's calculated. So if we scoreboard players set ourselves to 3, we can see factorial of 3 is 6, factorial of 5 is 120, and this is basically calculated in one tick. It's pretty useful. We also have the square root function, so let's take a square root of 9. 9 is 3, 64, 8, how about 4096, 64. Well then, how about a more different number, 3472. Well, let's see, 58, huh? 58. Well, it's close, and that's simply because Minecraft does not have, let's see, that's 58.9, so it's off by 1. It's not accurate. That's simply because Minecraft doesn't support decimals, and so this is the best I could get it. If I made the precision even better, it would show 59, except sometimes it will keep looping because it will never reach that state. So I had to make it slightly less precise, simply because we don't have the decimals. So yeah, that's a couple interesting implementations of advancements, and you can do way more than this. So let's look at the initialization so that it still outputs all kinds of extra data and stuff. And basically with the init function, so we can just refresh our advancements, provoke as only command init world. And when it runs, automatically it sets the time, and we can see that the command block output is gone. But basically it's too big. So this will immediately run once the advancement is revoked, and it will set the thing and it will not run again, basically. So that's what we're gonna do in the next episode. So what else do we need? So we have shown a couple examples, but how do we set this up? So first off, you need to create a world. So we're just gonna do tutorial on advanced commands, tutorial AC, whatever. We create a super flat world, and we're just gonna put this to redstone ready, and we're gonna create it. Then you want to go to your saves folder, and in here you find your world in data, advancements, and here you create a folder called command, or whatever you like. Maybe you want to call it H&M, maybe you want to call it bananas. Whatever it is, make it descriptive, make it useful. I'm just going to call it command because I like the look, how we can simply just advancement, grant ourselves only, and then command, and then you have the command over here, and we can for example, said command initialize world, or how I had it, init world. And so basically it just looks great that way. So that's your namespace, and in that namespace you can put subfolders like sub1, and there we have sub2, whatever. And then inside here you want to put your JSON files. And so in sub2 we can just paste the thing, and we'll call it our example function. Function, yeah. And you open this with a text editor. I suggest Sublime Text because it is really neat. We can have JSON syntax highlighting, and it just looks great and it's useful. You can make it do all kinds of stuff. So let's clear this section and describe how it works. So we have a criteria, and the only thing you want to change here is basically you want to call this instant, and you have to trigger Minecraft location if you want it running every second. And basically if you revoke it again, you can run it every second on a clock, or if you don't revoke it, it will instantly trigger once. Or you want to just do it, you call this trigger, for example, or command, and you change it really doesn't matter what you call it, and you call this Minecraft impossible, and this will basically never run unless you use a command block or a command. And in here, if you don't put the following command, advancement revoke at s only, and then the command name, which is basically, if we look at here, it's after advancements, it's command, all right, command, colon, that's our namespace, sub1, and then the next folder is sub2, and then the final, this is the file name, example function, and don't put JSON, just like so. And this will basically immediately revoke it again, so we can use it again. So this is one of the things you want to almost always put on the top. And then you can have your commands here. So we're just going to do say at s, which is the player, because this runs on the player. You can basically read this as a command block saying execute at player, say at s, and this player at p is basically the one that has this advancement, and the say at s is just us. So we save it and we hit F3 plus T to reload our advancements. And now if we do advancement grant, and on ourselves, which I'm just going to put at s to make it simple, command sub1 sub2 example function, and you can see it will do this. And it also has our command block output, because this world is not initialized. As you can see, the sun is moving. How do we fix that? Well, remember that world.json file? Let's paste it again and let's just refresh our commands. And to make it a little bit more obvious, let's set it to night, and hit F3 plus T again. And I'm not going to press anything else. And as you can see, it will set the time. It will, well, the mobs have already spawned, but they won't spawn again. So let's just kill at e type equals not player. All right, and if we do it again, we can see that it found nothing, so the items don't drop. As we can see, we have this specifies in mob loot, and so we can easily set up a world like that. So yeah, let's remove it again because we don't need it anymore, and the sun is stable and the world is fine. So now if we use this advancement again, we can see it doesn't output any command block output, the gray stuff. And so this is obviously not very nice, sub1, sub2, it was just an example. So let's put this back, a folder in here. Let's remove sub2 and let's rename this tutorial. So in command tutorial, we just have to rename this to, so command tutorial example function. And we just save it in here in tutorial. Now we have to refresh our advancements with F3T, and you can see if we now grant it command tutorial example function, it will say our name, and it will also say grant the entire advancement. That's basically because we ran that command. So if we just give ourselves a command block, we place it down, put that in there, and we just take a button, I'll press it on. You can see it doesn't output anything because player at S cannot be found. At P, alright, now it works, and it says only our name and nothing else. We can just keep pressing that and we'll say our name, and it works splendidly. So yeah, that's basically our introduction to advanced commands. If there's any questions, put them in the comments below so I can answer them. Also, I'm going to put the link to Sublime Text in the thing below. I also have a couple other links in the description below, so if you want more information, you can find it there. In the next episode, we will actually introduce some programming slang in here, for example, if statements, how to use variables, even how to make a state machine, because we don't have loops basically, and we have recursion and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be in the next episodes. There is no jump commands, so we'll have to use recursion, and recursion means stack management. So all that stuff in the next episodes. Alright, so I hope you understand kind of what we're trying to achieve with this tutorial series, and also what you can expect and such. And yeah, that's basically it for episode 0. So to summarize real quick, what we've done is we created a world, we showed off how to use these advancements, how to run them, how to refresh them, and how they look like, and how to edit them. Anyway, if you have any questions, again, put them in the comments below.